You might be thinking something like, I've slowed down. I've tried to set better boundaries. I've changed my habits. So why does burnout keep coming back? And after a while, it can start to feel like maybe there's something wrong with me. I understand what needs to change, but it just doesn't hold. Here's something I want you to consider. What if the problem isn't that you're doing anything wrong or that you lack discipline? It's that your foundational operating system underneath hasn't actually changed yet. Hello and welcome. I'm Janet, architect turned creative renewal coach and watercolor artist. I founded Blueprint to Brushstrokes to support mid to late career creative souls who've experienced creative burnout and depletion and are ready to stop that cycle in order to rebuild a sustainable and joy-filled creative life. Because for many people, the hardest part isn't understanding burnout. It's understanding why it keeps coming back again and again, even when you're trying to change it. If you're starting to recognize yourself in that pattern, you're in exactly the right place. I've linked a free creative confidence reflection guide along with a link to the North Star 5-day mini reset in the description if you'd like some gentle, structured support alongside these reflections. So, when burnout recovery doesn't stick, most people start thinking, I just need better habits. I need more discipline. I need to be more consistent. Maybe I just need more rest. And for a while, those things can feel like they're working. You step back, you take a break, you try to reset your routine, but then life picks up again. Pressure returns, whether at home, at work, or somewhere else in your life. And slowly, often without really noticing, you find yourself back in the same old patterns. That's usually when these thoughts show up. Why can't I maintain this? Why do I keep slipping back? Why isn't this working? What's wrong with me? Here's the part that often goes unsaid. You're not failing to hold the change. Your system is reverting to what it already knows how to run very efficiently, even when the pattern is self-destructive and will lead you to burnout. Not because you lack awareness, and not because you're not trying hard enough, but because the deeper structure, the foundation, if you will, that is underneath your habits hasn't shifted yet. And that structure is usually shaped by two things: your identity and the patterns that develop to support that identity. So even when you consciously try to change your behavior, the moment pressure returns, the system reorganizes around the version of you it already knows. The version that says yes to yet another ask, even when your plate is already overflowing. The version that keeps going, even if it means driving yourself into the ground. And the version of you that knows how to hold everything together on the outside, even as you're falling apart on the inside. So what's happening isn't failure. It's reversion. You step out briefly and the system pulls you back because it hasn't been redesigned yet. So why does it keep collapsing? There's usually a few things happening at the same time. The first is that identity reactivates under pressure. The second is that your environment hasn't fully shifted yet. And a third is that decision-making hasn't changed yet. In small, almost invisible, unconscious ways, you're still choosing what the old system would choose. You can't recover from burnout without changing the life that caused it. But that change doesn't have to happen all at once. It can begin in small structural shifts that actually support you. So here's the mindset shift. This isn't about trying harder to hold new habits. It's about changing what holds the habits in place. Because habits don't fail on their own. They reflect the system they're sitting in. And sustainable recovery doesn't come from effort alone. It comes from redesigning the structure that determines how you show up when things get hard. Before we move into the creative portion, let's pause for just a moment. If you're holding something in your hand or just sitting quietly, let your body slow down. Notice your breath. And when you're ready, you might gently reflect on these questions. Where do things break down for me when pressure returns? What identities return under pressure? Try to approach this without judgment and with as much honesty as you can, even if it feels uncomfortable. Because often it's that honest noticing and discomfort, not the perfect answers, that actually start to shift the system. I'm going to leave you with that for a moment and spend a few minutes sketching. If you'd like to join me, you can sketch something simple from your space or from memory. Today, I'm heading outside for a plein air sketch of the flowering quince bush in my garden. It's one of the original plantings, and every year it returns in vibrant and glorious color. I find a sense of grounding and continuity in my garden and in nature, even on days that feel a little scattered. Savor this moment of presence. No pressure, no expectations. Just a small, simple reminder to fuel your creative spark. I hope you enjoyed that time. What you're experiencing is actually very common. Burnout recovery isn't failing. It just hasn't been supported by the structure that will sustain it. And over the next few videos, we'll begin to explore what actually makes the structure stable. If this is something you'd like to sit with a little longer, I've shared a link to the companion blog and some additional reflections in the description. Until next time, I wish you a grace-filled day. May you notice where your energy quietly returns to old patterns, not with judgment, but with curiosity, and begin to create space for something more sustainable to take shape.